Hello everyone and welcome back to our podcast. We are students from PPISMP Group PT1S314 and my name is Nur Atira binti Zulkifli together with Nur Erwin Fakira binti Nordin and Shazwin Quratul Ain binti Salahuddin. We are excited to share our discussion with you today. This podcast is part of our continuous assessment for effective communication in English GEEC 1052 under the supervision of Mr. Muhammad Hafiz bin Masroon. Thank you for tuning in and let's get started.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our podcast discussion entitled BTS Beyond the Scroll Building Social Awareness in Today's Generation. My name is Nur Atira Zulkifli, and please welcome our speakers today, Erwin and Shazwin.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
In today's interconnected world, we are constantly exposed to information through social media, schools, and daily interactions. However, simply receiving information does not necessarily mean we understand the experiences and challenges faced by others. This is where social awareness is become more important. Social awareness helps us understand different perspectives, empathize with others, and contribute positively to our communities. Today, we will discuss what social awareness is, why it is important among youth, its impact on students, its impacts on society and communities, challenges in developing social awareness, possible solutions and recommendations, and finally, our consensus and conclusion. Let's begin with our first discussion point. To start our discussion, I would like to ask both of you, what is social awareness is?
Thank you, Atira. In my opinion, social awareness refers to the ability to understand and recognize the feelings, needs, concerns, and experience to other people. It involves empathy, respect, and sensitivity towards social issues such as poverty, discrimination, mental health, bullying, and environmental sustainable. According to psychologist Daniel Goleman, social awareness is one of the key components of emotional intelligence because it enables individuals to understand others and build meaningful relationships.
I completely agree with Erin. To add on, social awareness also means recognize how our action affect others and society as a whole. A socially aware individual not only focus on personal achievement but also consider the well-being of the people around them. This idea is reflected in the Africa philosophy of Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. It reminds us that our lives are interconnected and that we are have responsibility toward one others.
Those are excellent points. Personally, I think social awareness encourages us to move beyond self-centered thinking and become more compassionate citizens. It allows us to appreciate diversity and understand the challenges faced by different groups in society. Sometimes we become so focused on our own problems that we forget other people are struggling too. For example, when the Wi-Fi suddenly stops working, we might think it's the biggest crisis in the world until we remember there are actually much bigger issues out there. Now, let's move on to our second discussion point. Why do you think social awareness is especially important among young people today? Shazwin?
I believe social awareness is important because today youths are tomorrow leaders. Young people who understand social issue are more likely to make responsibility decision and contribute positively to society in the future. They also better equipped to build healthy relationship and work effectively with people from deserved background. Furthermore, social awareness can reduce negative behavior such as bullying, discrimination, and cyberbullying because it encourages empathy and understanding.
I agree with you, Sazwin. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, adolescence is an important stage for developing social and emotional skills that contribute to long-term well-being. Social awareness helps young people become critical thinkers instead of accepting information blindly. They learn to evaluate issues from different perspectives and make informed decision. That's all from me.
That's a very important point. In today's digital era, young people are exposed to vast amounts of information every day. Social awareness helps them distinguish between reliable information and misinformation. I would also like to share a quote by Nelson Mandela, which is education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. This quote highlights how awareness and knowledge can empower young people to create positive change. That's very that's a very interesting point, Eric. However, some people argue that young people today are becoming less socially aware because they spend too much time online. What are your thoughts on that?
I can understand why some people think that way. Excessive screen time may reduce face-to-face interactions, which are important for developing empathy and communication skills. However, I also believe technology can be used positively. For example, social media platforms allow young people to learn about global issues such as climate change, poverty, and mental health awareness.
Well, that's true. Technology itself is not a problem. It's not a problem. After all, many of us spend hours scrolling through social media. The real question is whether we are learning something useful or just watching 10 different videos of cats doing
Look at someone and wonder
backflips.
what is going on inside their head.
I think many students can relate to that. I agree with Erwin. In fact, many social movements today begin through online awareness campaign. For example, environmental campaign and mental health advocacy program have successfully reached millions of young people through digital platform. Therefore, I think the social is not technology itself, but it how we choose to use it.
That's an that's an excellent observation. It shows that social awareness and digital literacy must go hand in hand. Let's discuss the impact of social awareness on students. How does social awareness influence students' life and learning experiences? Maybe from Erin?
All right, thank you. From my perspective, social awareness creates a more positive and inclusive learning environment. Students who are socially aware tend to respect difference, communicate effectively, and cooperate with their peers. As a result, that we can see classroom become more supportive and collaborative. What's about you, Sazwin?
That was a great idea. I agree with you. Social awareness also contribute to better mental health among students. For example, students who understand mental health issue are more likely to support friends if experiencing stress, anxiety, or emotional difficult. Research by Collaboration for Academic, Social and Emotional Learning CASEL indicates that students who develop social and emotional skill often achieve better academic outcome and build stronger interpersonal relationship.
That's an interesting fact. I will also add that social awareness strengthens communication skills. Students learn to listen actively, respect different opinions, and engage in meaningful discussions. These skills are not only useful in school, but are also valuable in future workplaces and professional settings. Shazwin, you mentioned that social awareness can improve students' mental health. Could you elaborate further on that?
Certainly. When students feel understood and supported by their peers, they are more likely to seek help when facing challenge. For instance, a student is experiencing academic stress may feel more comfortable sharing their concern if they know their classmates are empathic and not judgmental. Social awareness help create an environment where students feel valued and respected.
So I would like to add something. Students who are socially aware often become better team members during group projects because they understand how to communicate respectfully and resolve conflict constructively. This is especially this is especially important in higher education where collaboration is a key part of learning. That would certainly help during group assignments. We all know that one group member who suddenly disappears and reappears the night before submission saying, "How can I help?"
Yes. And somehow they are always asked that question when the work is finished.
I completely agree. In many ways, social awareness helps students develop not only academically, but also personally and professionally. Now, let's broaden out our discussion. How does social awareness benefit society and the community?
In my opinion, social awareness help create a more caring and united society. When people understand the struggle of others, they are more willing to volunteer, donate, and participate in the community in initiative. For example, awareness campaign about poverty often encourage people to support underprivileged familiar through food bank and charities program.
Good opinion. I agree with you, Shazwin. Social awareness also promote activity citizenship. For instance, environmental awareness has inspired many young people worldwide to participate in recycling programs, tree planting activities, and climate action campaigns. This demonstrates how awareness can lead to meaningful action.
That's a great example. I think social awareness also contributes to social harmony because people become more respectful of cultural, religious, and social differences. This reminds me of a famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see the world. Even small actions can create positive effects within communities. Let me ask another question. Do you think social awareness can help address major global issues? Erwin?
Absolutely. For example, climate change is not just an environmental issue, but also a social issues because it affects people's livelihoods, health, and future opportunities. When individuals become aware of these consequences, they are more likely to support sustainable practice and environmental protection efforts.
I agree with you, Erwin. Similarly, social awareness can help address issues such as poverty, inequality, and discrimination. People who understand this challenge are more likely to support policy and representative that promote fairness and equal opportunities.
That's a very insightful point. It demonstrates how social awareness can contribute not only to local communities, but also to global progress. While social awareness is important, developing it is not always easy. What challenges do you guys think that young people face today?
Next question, Atira. One major challenge is excessive dependence on social media. Although social media provide access to information, it can also create echo chambers where people only interact with viewpoints similar to their own. As a result that we can see, they may become less open to different perspectives.
I actually agree with that point. Another challenge is misinformation. According to UNESCO, the rapid spread of false information online has become a significant concern. Young people may struggle to distinguish between facts and misinformation if they lack digital literacy skill. Additionally, some students may be too focused on academic achievement but have limited opportunities to engage with community activities.
Those are very valid concerns. I think another challenge is the lack of empathy caused by reduced face-to-face interactions. Spending too much time online may limit opportunities to understand the real life experiences of others. Therefore, sorry, therefore, developing such awareness requires both knowledge and meaningful human interaction. Among all the challenges we've discussed, which do you think is the most serious?
Personally, I think misinformation is the biggest challenge. Many young people receive information from social media without verity is accurate. As a result, false information can spread quickly and influence pupil perception. That's very true. Sometimes people trust a random social media post more than their literal explanation.
And that's exactly why digital literacy is becoming increasingly important today. Why I agree that misinformation is a serious issue. I believe indifference can be equally harmful. Sometimes people are aware of social problems but choose not to take action because they think those problems do not affect them directly.
That's what valid point of view. Awareness alone is not enough. People must always be willing to act.
I appreciate both perspectives. This discussion highlights that social awareness involves both understanding issues that taking a responsibility for addressing them. Now that we have discussed the challenges, what solutions would you recommend?
I would like to suggest increasing community engagement program in school and universities. Activities such as volunteering, charity project, and community service can expose students to real world issues and encourage empathy.
That's a good suggestion. I would also recommend strengthening digital literacy education. Students should be taught how to evaluate sources critically, identify misinformation, and use social media responsibly. These skills are increasingly important in today's digital world.
I agree with both suggestions. Additionally, schools should organize more forums, debates, and group discussions that allow students to exchange ideas and learn from different perspectives. Such activities encourage critical thinking and respectful communication.
That an excellent idea, Achira. It's remind me to words by Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Collaboration play an important role in building social awareness.
I completely agree with you, Sazwi. When students work together and engage with their communities, they become more understanding, responsible, and socially conscious individuals.
If you could one initiative in schools to improve social awareness, what would it be?
Alright, I will introduce a compulsory community service program where student communities, environmental organization, or charitable groups. Such experience will allow students to learn directly from real world situations.
That's an excellent suggestion. I would like to introduce peer support program where students are trained to support classmates facing academic and emotional difficulties. This work strengthens empathy and encourage students to look out for another one.
Those are both practical recommendations. Personally, I will encourage schools to organize regular social awareness campaigns focusing on issues such as mental health, environmental sustainability, and anti-bullying initiatives. Schools would also invite external professionals, counselors, or motivational speakers to share their experiences and expertise with students. For example, similar to the Educational Rights Protection Bureau, ERPB, portrayed in the K-drama Teach You a Lesson, schools can collaborate with organizations that educate students about their rights, bullying, bullying prevention, and ways to seek help when facing challenges. These sessions can make students more aware of real life issues and encourage them to become responsible and empathetic members of society. Before we conclude, let's reach a consensus. We've discussed social awareness from many perspectives today. And the good news is that unlikely some university assignments social awareness doesn't require a 10 report to prove its origin. Based on our discussion, what can we collectively agree on regarding social awareness?
Thank you, Akira. I believe we can agree that social awareness is essential because it helps individuals understand others, develop empathy, and contribute positively to society.
I agree. We can also conclude that social awareness benefit both students and communities by promoting respect, cooperation, responsibility, decision-making, and social harmony.
Thank you. Therefore, our group's final consensus is that social awareness is a crucial life skill that enables young people to understand social issues, appreciate diverse perspectives, and contribute positively to society. Although challenges such as misinformation, excessive social media use, and limited community engagement exist, these challenges can be overcome through education, digital literacy, community involvement, and open discussion. Before we conclude, I would like to each of us to share one key message for our audience.
Alright, so for my message is that social awareness begins with empathy. We should always try to understand other people's experience before making judgments.
My message is about is this even small action can create meaningful change. Helping friends, volunteering, or spreading awareness can make a positive differences in someone's life.
And my message is that social awareness is not just a skill, it is the responsibility. By becoming more aware of the challenges faced by others, we can contribute to building a more inclusive, passionate, and sustainable society. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Beyond the Scroll, BTS, building social awareness in today's generation. We hope this discussion has inspired everyone to become more socially aware and actively contribute to create a better society. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you, Atira, for inviting us.
You're welcome.
Bye.